Júlia Machado. Welcome to the Portuguese Collective podcast.
Hi, thank you.
You're welcome. So, I'm really excited to introduce you to the collective because I've been following you for a very long time. I feel like you're growing up before our very eyes. If you are sleeping under a rock, Júlia actually won the Voice Kids 2023, right?
Yes.
And then you went on to the Junior Eurovision, which are two humongous things. And I know it might not seem like that because you're so young. I mean, it was only a few years ago. Sometimes in the moment we don't realize how much of an impact and how big of a deal that was. So congratulations on those experiences.
Thank you.
So Julia, we talked about you're in high school, you're a teenager now, but you have been singing pretty much your whole life, right?
Yeah, I've been singing since I was either 5 or 6.
Yes. When was the moment that you feel like your parents, you have that moment where your parents talk about like, okay, there's something more than just her liking to sing here.
When I was 6 years old, when I was little, I would, always just sing around the house, but then when they started to notice that that's something that I really, really wanted to do, that I really enjoyed doing, and my cousins, and my tios would always say, "She has potential there," especially one of my tios. He always said I had very much potential since I was little, and my mom was like, "You know what? Let's see where this goes. We'll put her in singing lessons, and we'll see where this goes." And then I just started progressing by then.
Singing. Yeah. And were you involved in any theater or anything like that growing up?
Before I went on The Voice Kids, I did 3 years or 3 shows of Count Basie. At first, I did a part of your what's the song? A Little Mermaid, and then after Little Mermaid, I did Matilda, and from Matilda, I did Lion King, and during those 3 shows, I progressively started growing more in the roles.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you still do some theater?
Just started well, the show is actually this month, October 28th and 29th, if I'm correct, for Beetlejuice, also
Oh,
in
how fun. Yeah, that one is fun.
I'm exercising while I'm having fun, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, that's my favorite type of exercising is when you don't realize you're exercising.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so you're a New Jersey girl, right? Born and raised? So you were born and raised in New Jersey. And then for this kid's voice, how did that start?
So, ever since I was little, I was always telling my mom, I wanna go on the TV, I wanna go on the TV, I wanna sing, I wanna show my story, I wanna show who I am to the people." My mom, she would always listen, "Yeah, yeah, 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 one day, one day." And then when my mom finally saw and knew that I was ready, because with these shows, yes, you can sing, you can be the most amazing person, the amazing talent ever, but if you're not ready for that no, then you're not ready for the shows, because
Yes.
the no is always guaranteed, but when the yes comes, it opens many doors. And so my mom wanted and knew that I was ready for it. If I go on, I give it my best, and they say no, then I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna make this whole thing, and that I was mature enough to be ready for one of those types of shows. And then my cousin had saw the inscrições, the ooh. See, this is the problem with being 2 languages.
It's okay. Most people can pick up the words if you need to just say it in Portuguese.
The sign-ups, and, my mom was like, "You know what? She's ready. Let's give it a shot." Mom put everything in, all the information, everything in, and then all of a sudden she receives an email. "Julia made it through. She needs
Wow.
you can pick the certain days for the castings." And my mom was like, "Oh my." And then, we picked the day, we left, I think right before or right after Thanksgiving, or it was around that time we went, we did it. I came back. Then Christmas night is when I left, because after I had made it to both castings, but it was when I finished my last show for Lion King. My mom comes filming me. I'm like, but with the bald cap on. I'm like in my shorts and my leotard because I had just came out of the show. And my mom films me and she was like, "Guess what?" And I was like, "What?" I was so tired, I was exhausted because I just did a whole hour show, and she tells me, "You made it through, you're going to the blind auditions." I'm like, "What?"
That's
So then
wild.
a little bit of time passed. Christmas night, it was either my mom or my dad, we flew, to my mom, it was with my mom. We flew, and then we did the blind auditions, and my mom said, "If I turn a chair, I get to live there." And then more magic happened.
Wow. So you were 12 years old when this happened. You're 15 now. Does that feel like a million years ago already?
Honestly, no, because it always, like, relives. I have my trophy on my vanity, so whenever I look at it,
Every
I always
day. That is
yeah.
definitely a moment that you just wanna hold on to and cherish forever. And then your coach was Fernand Daniel. I mean, how much more happy could you be with that choice? I mean, he's a favorite of so many people, incredible artist.
It was incredible, it was an amazing experience, but at first, I wasn't with him, I was
Yeah.
with Audia, and then the batalhas is when Audia picked someone else, and I was there in the back with my dad. My dad was, like, trying to calm me down, I was like, I'm not gonna go through. I you know what? I gave him my all, I'm not gonna go through, it's fine." And then, my dad was like, "It's okay, whatever happens, happens, everything happens for a reason, breathe in, breathe out." My grandma, she was, like, about to start crying, and I was like,
She
"Okay,
all
just
the rest
breathe,
repeats.
just breathe, just breathe." And then, all of a sudden, I just hear my grandma, "Oh!" And I just see Fernanda Niel's Christmas shirt colors walking through the tunnel about coming to save me, and I was in total shock. It was something.
And then from there, he kind of took you under his wing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then afterwards, that's when we started working, and he's possibly one of the best mentors and one of the best people that could have ever helped me, especially with this journey, because he went through the same thing that I did. He went through all of those phases, so he knows how it feels. He knows what's the best option to go do or to go sing, and it genuinely was amazing to work with him.
There's clips on YouTube. I'll link it to once through with this episode, but you can actually see the really good connection and chemistry that you both had with one another. It was really a fun you guys made it a fun season to watch for sure because there was that really cool connection that you can tell that only happens with, music and people that are in music and that have a passion for something so creative. So from then you win the whole voice.
Yep, and then afterwards, working a lot with Fernanda and Yale, the night came where they announced that I was the winner, and then that's when Catarina Furtado said, "Now a Júlia vai representar Portugal. Now Julia's gonna represent Portugal in the Junior Eurovision." And my face, I was like, "Huh?" Because I didn't know what that was. And then we did our research and we found out, and then another adventure happened.
Is that something that is naturally happens, the person that wins the Kids' Voice Portugal then ends up going to the Junior Eurovision?
So, it depends on the winner. If you were under 15, if I'm correct, or if you're 15, I think no, I'm lying, 14. 14 or 15, you can't be past one of those ages, and only if the voice, like, for example, if someone else from my geração had won, the one that was in the finale, only 2 of us would be actually able to represent Portugal. So if the winner was past the age limit, the runner-up would go.
Okay,
That's
that makes
how,
sense.
it is.
That's
It's
a cool connection that they have within the shows.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it was
like that.
I ended up staying in 13th place out of
13th place. But
16.
this is the Eurovision for people that don't know, it's every country, and you're
Yes.
all competing with one song to win
Yes.
the whole Eurovision, right?
And the song has to be, like, a w way more in your language than it can be in any other language. Like, majority of it has to be in Portuguese, that's why Where I Belong is mainly all Portuguese and just, like, little bits in English.
So Where I Belong is where that Eurovision song, that's where it came from.
Yes.
And
That's
did
where
you
Where I
write that song?
No, João Direitinho, Fernanda Niel, Aurora Pinto, we all came together, and Fernanda Niel brought his writer to help us. It was incredible. And when I they went to go write the song for me beforehand, they asked me, "What do I want the song to tell?" And I said, I want the song to tell my story." And unfortunately, my story isn't sunshine and rainbows. I went through a lot with bullying. And I wanted to get it out there because we've normalized bullying, and so many people suffer it through it, and people just think it's just kids making fun of kids. Bullying is completely different, and so many people get away with it, and so many people suffer with it. I My objective through my whole career is to make bullying stop, or at least minimize it, or make a consequence, a bigger consequence to people who put others through that. So when they asked me, my mom explained the story to them, and that's where I belong came from.
I didn't realize that. So you're on a anti-bullying campaign, lifelong anti-bullying campaign.
Yeah. But where I belong, the reason why the name is even where I belong is because so many people go through bullying where they don't know where they belong. They feel like they're the outsider, that they're the weird ones, but in general, they're the ones who are the shining star that people are trying to take the light away from.
I think that a lot of artists and creative people could sit where you sit as well. I think creative people are like the weirdest of people in all the best ways. There's like this organized chaos that happens in our brains. So I'm happy that you kind of found your way and found your place and found your people. And I think that's always a revolving door. Even
Yeah.
as you get older, you'll realize you'll kind of outgrow certain relationships that maybe don't serve you. Maybe later on those will come back into, and that kind of just molds you into who you are. And then you'll learn the type of friend you want to be. And there's so many different phases in life. But at that age where you were at, especially when 12 years old, middle school years, those are the hardest ages for bullying. It's, like, vicious out there, and I think girls are very mean to girls, and it's important for us to encourage each other, especially girl to girl.
Yeah. But and also where I belong is not only about bullying, but for example, people who travel so far from a safe place to a new place to find a better life, where, for example, my parents did, where they went from like knowing a safe place to coming to a whole new different world.
Very brave. And then you ended up living in Portugal for about 6 months to kind of capitalize on this
Yeah.
endeavor, all these doors I'm sure that opened for you. When winning The Voice, what is the ultimate prize? Obviously to work with Fernando Daniel, but is it an album? Is it a song?
When you win The Voice, what comes with it is representing Portugal if you're old enough, or hopefully you don't pass the age limit, and you sign a contract for a year with Universal in Portugal, and you also get a song paid by Universal.
Oh, nice. That's a
Yeah.
great win. So you ended up continuing with Universal for a year, and then you were able to release some music through them, or just that one song?
So, if I'm correct, I think it was really just Where I Belong was released by them. Think everything else is released by us, but I could be wrong. I'm not very sure about that. Normally, mom's the one who takes care
You're
of
like,
all
"I
of it.
just wanna sing. I don't wanna deal with all the
Yeah.
business behind everything." I totally get that. So, when you decided to move to Portugal to do all this, obviously, you're so excited, right? Your dreams are coming true. How did that affect your school and things like that, like, your everyday?
So, it was a blessing because I went to a new school in Portugal. It was so different. I struggled a little bit, but I was able to pass all my classes, and everything got transferred back when I went to a different school. But it was incredible. It was amazing. I actually met one of my best friends there while the 6 months, which was incredible. And she was actually with me when we recorded the unplugged version of Where I Belong.
Yeah.
So it was incredible. It was an amazing experience.
So, what is, this new is it the song that you just posted? Is that it's "Where I Belong," right?
Yes, it's the unplugged version.
I love it. The
It's
visual
my
is so
version.
pretty. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that most recent post that you put up. It's so pretty.
The piano, the guitar, everything was actually with the team up for Northern Yell, the ones that play for him in the live concerts. Those are the people who helped me.
Nice. So I
Yeah.
really like how flawlessly you moved from English to Portuguese in that song because I feel like that's a very slippery slope with music and songs. Like it's usually a hit or a miss. And I think you really executed that beautifully.
Thank you.
It's almost like you don't feel the switch in the language, to be honest with you. I was very impressed with that transition. I was like,
Thank
wait, she's singing in Portuguese now.
Yeah. Ever since I was born, I was bilingual. I'm a natural bilingual speaker.
Yes.
Um, my parents always spoke to me in Portuguese in the house, always speak as Portuguese. Then school, always speak as English, and with my friends, English too. And I'm actually very grateful that my parents put me through Portuguese school, even though I hated it. I'm still very grateful because I love Portugal. If I genuinely could pick, I would live in Portugal right now.
I think a
But
lot of us want to do that.
yeah, but it's an amazing culture and everything. And the language, I feel it's the most important part of it. So, especially being able to sing and communicate in two different languages is
Yes.
amazing.
A very powerful thing. You have such a beautiful voice, Julia. I just can't believe that you're only 15 years old. I'm just like calling it that you are going to be humongous. I think that you just
So,
I think you already are. I think you're on I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, especially with your work ethic, you're always up to something. I always see your videos, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram or anything, and I feel so proud of you because you really have grown so much in the last 2, 3 years, and you can just see how mature you've gotten even with the style of the way that you sing, like how vocally you've grown is incredible. When you posted singing the anthem the other day, I was just like, "Wow, this girl, she has it all." You really have can tell that you put a lot of work into your voice. So you're
yep.
still I'm in lessons, right?
Yes.
You're it's incredible. Your voice is
Thank you.
incredible. For people that have not heard you yet, go listen to her because it's such a beautiful voice and you can tell how hard you work on being a trained voice, you know? A lot of
Thank you.
control. You're welcome. Okay, so how do you handle this spotlight at such a young age?
I think I handle it well. Um, I always stay to myself very much now, especially in school. Um, and actually to this school year, I had an encounter where I was in the bathroom and a girl looked at me and she was like, "You're the girl that sings, right?" And I was like, "Yep." She was like, "Wow, you're really not what I thought like you were." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And then she explained to me how come like I'm very humble, I'm very to myself, and she thought normally when people have, like, spotlight like that, they're very, like, boasty about it, and they always talk about it, but I only really talk about all my accomplishments and everything if I'm asked about it. So, I try to, like, keep I like having the spotlight, but I also try keeping to myself
Be
because
grounded. I'm sure your parents have something to do with that too.
yeah,
Porty's parents are really good at being like, "You're not that great." They keep you humble. Like, there's always it's never good enough, you know, they always make you fight and strive to be even better. But
my
at the end of the day, you know, they're like they
yeah.
believe in you wholeheartedly and 100% there, but it's almost like they have to keep our heads small, you know, like not for our head to get big.
I'm grateful that my mom, she's always like, "You can do this," but she always says, like, "I think you can go higher with your voice." And I like that because it, like, gives me motivation to go to work even harder to achieve even higher notes. And my parents have taught me so, so, so much where kindness, being humble gets me way faster, it gets me through way much more than being rude and being obnoxious because you can have the most amazing voice ever, but if you're not humble and if you're not kind, I always think whatever you put out to the world is what gets brought to you.
Yes.
And with everything that's happened with me in the past, I genuinely don't know the reason why people are mean to each other. I genuinely don't, or people are rude, or people are boast. I genuinely don't understand. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters.
Well, most people that are mean are projecting, right? They're usually having a hard time with themselves because anyone that's truly happy with themselves would never treat other people that way. So
Yeah.
if you can get that locked in your brain and know that this is not about me at all, this is all about you and your issues, then usually, once you start kind of separating those energies, then you start realizing that you gravitate to positive people and to people that have growth, and then you realize that you can create something bigger and better with all of that it's almost addicting, right? When you get around the right people, it's almost like, "Oh, I could never imagine being, yeah, grumpy and just mad." I mean, nobody has perfect days every day, but, it takes definitely a lot more energy to be mean than it is to just be nice. What was, like, the most influential thing that you learned out of the whole voice process?
That's a good question.
Sure you learned so much through the process.
I really, really did. What I learned, well, I already knew this, but it helped me even more, is how to calm my nerves. And when I'm singing, I just like let myself go. I had 2 or 3 moments where I was so into the song. It was like I was like in it. Like I was literally in the actual song. And it was those are probably the best things that I've learned, is just to let go and just to have fun, which I've always been doing, but the voice made me realize that this is how I get my message out, is by being me and to not be ashamed of it and to be in the song.
Once you can just feel the music, then it's always gonna, like, translate so well to the audience, because they're gonna feel the emotion that you're putting into it. Are you planning to continue this route of English American songs, or will you mix it up? Do you wanna head to the Portuguese world or more to the American world?
It really, really, really depends on how I'm thinking of at the moment. I would really, really like to stay in both worlds, but for now, I want to keep on focusing on, if I'm writing like a song, either sticking it to Portuguese or English. But it with my songs, it just really depends on what lyrics pop up in my mind and what mood am I in.
I mean, I think too, you are Portuguese American. You are both. You do
Yes.
speak both. That is part of you and your identity. So I think that's why when you do it, people get it because you
Yeah.
do come from so strongly from both cultures. So naturally when we speak, we throw a Portuguese word here and there because it's both of us. I always say like we created the Portuguese.
Yeah.
What was that feeling when you were on the stage representing Portugal in the Junior Eurovision? Because to be the one out of all the other countries to represent must feel so good.
It was an honor. It was incredible. It was amazing. It was everything that I can list. And it was a dream come true. It's probably it is one of the biggest stages that I've ever stepped on and the biggest audience that I've ever reached. And to not only represent the country that I love, but with my story,
Yeah,
was a dream come true. It was
that is
amazing.
very special. And so growing up, were you involved in Portuguese things? Were you in New Jersey? Were you involved in any of the organizations or anything?
Mm, Portuguese school, we would go on the floats during the Portugal Day. We would do a whole parade
Yeah.
around. We would throw candies. We would do so many things, so many activities. We would always go to the Halloween parties that we do at the club. So many things.
Like the festas, you were definitely involved in all of
I
that stuff.
was I was the kid where everybody knew who I was. Everyone knew. It went from é a filha da Raquel to é a mãe da Júlia. Because for me, it used to be just because me and my mom, we look very, very alike. So they always just say, "Oh, it's Raquel's daughter." But now they actually say my name, and now my mom is known as Julia's mom, and I'm known as Julia now.
Is your
So
mom your official manager?
yes. Yeah.
That's great. That's the perfect person to have right by your side.
Even though I love my mom,
You're a teenager,
sometimes
you'll get
working we have our ups and downs, but it is
teenage
what it
girls
is.
and their moms have a hard time, but be nice to her because for some reason we're very comfortable giving our moms attitude because we know they're not going anywhere and they have to love us no matter what. So
But
be patient. I
yeah.
promise she knows best. Speaking from someone that was so rebellious to my mom. I was the youngest of 3 girls, but she was right about it all.
Yep, my mom does a lot of work, and I'm very grateful for her. If it wasn't for her, I don't know what I'd be doing right now.
Yes,
Or
I'm
my
sure
dad
there's a
too.
lot of background noise that she has to do. Do you have any siblings?
I have one older sibling. He's 4 years older than me. Well, now 5, right? He's 19.
How has he received all of this music and entertainment world?
Well, we all know how older brothers are. Very as much as they may love us, they will never, ever, ever show it. But I have proof. On the day that I won The Voice Kids, there's a single shot where you see him wiping one of his tears away. But I know he's very proud of me and
That's
that
probably what makes you humble too. I always say, like, my sisters told me to shut up a lot, and I think that's why I'm also very humble.
beforehand, my teacher got me this mask that goes like it covers it's like a cup kind of and it helps with my breathing and with certain songs if I'm having struggles hitting certain notes. And when my brother first heard me with the mask on, it like isolates my sound. Oh, please start using that more often. Please, please, please. I started singing, no, 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 go put on your mask. Go put on your mask. And then while I received the piano before last Christmas, and it was downstairs at first near his room. I'd play it all the time whenever he would be here. "Can you stop doing that?" I was like, "I'm here to play." And then I'd get up, I'd go. 2 seconds later, he'd be playing the piano, and I'm like,
So
"Wait."
he has a little bit of music in him as well.
He just like he's more we're completely opposite. He just likes playing around with the piano. He doesn't really know how to play. He just like presses on the he'll just start slamming it just to start bothering me. I'm like, "Really?"
No family band coming out of the Machado household.
Only really me and my tío Vitor are were mainly into the arts.
So it wasn't something that was in your family or anything. You were just blessed with this beautiful voice. Lucky you. So that's probably why your brother's is like, I don't, whatever, do your thing.
My brother is way more me and him, I'm singing everything, he's like school, everything. He's so good at, like, everything he does, and then if I were to try what he does, it's not gonna very end well for me, and then I'm good at singing, and then if he tries singing, the dogs and cats will start barking from a block away.
We'll leave the singing to you. So when you guys moved, did they move as well to Portugal or was it just you and your mom?
Just me, actually, my mom stayed.
Really?
Yep, I stayed with my grandma, my grandpa.
That's special though. You'll
Yeah.
never forget that time. And do you spend your summers over there?
Yep, all the time since I was 9 months old until today. Every single summer.
That's why your Portuguese is so good too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Continue that. So you write a lot of these songs, or you at least co-write a lot of these music.
So far, Roller Coaster, Where I Belong, and Girl Next Door was all written by the same people, except for Fernanda and Yale. And then starting from Burden, and then musics that shall be coming out in the future,
Yes.
is all me.
So that's your latest single, right? Burden is your latest single.
I wrote everything by myself with the piano and everything.
It's so powerful. What inspired that?
During our teenage years, we go through things and we fall in love and then we fall out of love. But it's about someone who feels like a burden where they're with this person and this person says so many things. I promise that I'm never going to leave you, that we're going to stay together, that you're like the best thing that's ever happened. And then the person leaves, like always. they always end up the same, where they say all these things, but they end up hurting you and just leaving you, where you start truly showing your true self. Where it's you hold back, and then when you finally open your heart to the person, you really, really like this person, then the person leaves you. And you feel like you're a burden, that you're messed up, that something's wrong with you, and that you need to change, but in reality, you don't. And you're seeing that you're being left, and you're seeing this person that you genuinely really, really like is going off with someone new after they just had said that, oh, you're the only one. And unfortunately, a lot of people are like that us during this time period, where they all just want to have fun, and some people just don't want that. They generally want to find something genuine, but they don't, and they end up feeling like a burden.
Oh, you're very deep with your music. You're a poet.
I have like so many notes of just poetry. I love it so much.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
was gonna ask you, is that where you start, or do you start with like a melody on the piano?
It really depends. I just start playing around with my piano and I get a melody. I'm like, this sounds nice. And then I record it. And then days pass, and then all of a sudden I'm just start singing like random words. I'm like, wait, this goes good together. And I start writing everything down. And it really just depends on the process of everything.
How many instruments do you play?
So, right, I used to learn cavaquinho, the ukulele, but then I stopped. Then I'm teaching myself how to play the piano. After I master the piano, I'm gonna go to the guitar, and from the guitar I'm gonna learn ukulele.
Nice. You have it all figured out. So
I
what
tried
does your
to.
calendar look like? Is your calendar super booked? Or do you take it easy when you're doing theater? Do you try to balance your school? How does that look for you?
It really depends on the week. Like some weeks I have so many things, and then other weeks everything's so calm. I have months where like I have to do this, and then I have months where I'm literally just school and theater, theater, school. It really depends on the time and the month and what's going on around me.
What's the next venture for you? I know you're ready to release music. Is it gonna be a whole album? Because I know you drop a lot of kind of EP single-like tracks.
Honestly, it really just depends on how much songs. Cause an album, it's like 6 or 7 songs. And so it really depends on how many songs we get done in the time span that we're gonna launch something. Like
Yeah.
if we put a date where, oh, I'm gonna launch the end of October. If I get like 6, 8 songs in the month of October, which is like amazing, then maybe we can do an album. Sometimes we only get 1 or 2 songs in, which isn't enough for an album. So we'll just launch a single here, a single there.
What about shows? Do you do any performances or are planning to do any type of live shows?
Right now, my main focus is writing more songs and theater. Right now, the only places that I've really been singing is in school, the national anthems, wherever and whenever they need me. So yeah. And I even DJ'd for my pep rally the
Did
first pep.
you?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We might have a DJ on our hands. It's very popular now. So what keeps you motivated for all of this? Because you're so busy at such a young age. How do you stay grounded?
So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it isn't the easiest, where singing isn't just singing, it's so much more behind it. And I honestly don't know. I just love music so much, where it it doesn't feel like work. Even though sometimes it does, sometimes I just feel like I just wanna lay down and sleep. Now I can't do that because I need to go sing. But at the end of the day, it's something that I really, really wanna do for my future, so I know I have to put in work now, because if in 20 years I'm gonna have a family, and I'm I don't really wanna be traveling so much and doing so many things, so I really, really, really hope everything I can do makes me really, really big, so I can, towards my old days, I can be relaxed with my family.
So the goal is number one is music career. Will you continue school outside of music? Yeah.
Yeah. Um, for college, I'm like I already have like my whole future
You
plan.
seem like you have it all planned out.
So, I always said if I will always go for music no matter what. And on the side, I'm gonna study for maternity nursing where they like deliver the babies and everything. So I will definitely be looking into schools where they like have both good programs where I can do both at the same time.
You'll be able to do it. It's all balance of everything. But I'm so happy that you have it in your mind to kind of make sure you put the hustle in now because truly it's when you have the least amount of responsibilities is when you should be going so hard. So if I could give you any recommendations, sky's the limit right now because you'll have time for the family and the settling down and all that. Like I could tell you have a fire inside you. So just like keep
Thank you.
going with that because you seem very, very, very grounded and confident. And to have confidence as a teenager is very hard. I'm very impressed with you, Julia. I already was already so impressed with you, but you are such a mature soul.
Thank you.
It's okay to let loose a little bit. I'm sure you do with your friends. You guys probably put the music as loud as it can go and dance and have
That's
all
me
of
in the
that fun.
shower. That's me in the shower. I blast music and I start screaming. Then I'm like, wait, I should not be doing this because I need to sing tomorrow. Yeah. Even today during gym, I was joking around because they were playing soccer. And you know how come like the commentators normally have like that like accent, like saying
Right.
everything?
Yeah.
So I started joking around and then I screamed goal. And then I looked at my gym teacher and she just started laughing at me. And I was like, I'm so surprised how I don't lose my voice so often. And then she was like, "Do you also sing a lot?" And I was like, "Yep," to the point where everybody around me is tired of hearing me. She was
Yeah.
like, "Well, you train your voice for that." And I was like,
Yeah,
"True."
it's a muscle. It definitely is a muscle. The more you use it, the more you could project, I guess, or scream.
Yeah.
So I saw that you also collaborated with another girl.
Sandra Valero, she represented Spain in the Eurovision. She got second place.
Yes, I saw that. And then you went there to support her as well.
When Eurovision last year, 2024, was in Madrid,
Yes.
um, we went and I met up with her.
Yes. Okay. See, I'm not crazy. I was like, I swear I saw all of these videos. I'm the only one on tabs of Julia's what she's doing. You're like, I don't even remember what I did
It's, like,
last
so
year.
many collaborations and everything that I just, like, have to, like, rethink everybody.
So when you do those collaborations, are those your ideas or is that kind of more of a management arrangement?
It's both. Sometimes they'll reach out to me or I'll reach out to them, it really depends.
It's been fun. How
Yeah.
that must be hard having two young energies doing a collaboration together because the direction might change, right? From one day to the next.
It was actually really, really fun. It was fun having her because she, stayed at our house while we were recording everything. It was really fun.
Do you have a studio at your house?
Kind of.
Yeah.
We have, a setup where if I have to do, um interviews or if I have to do castings but then for studio, we go to other places.
How can the Portuguese community support you, Julia? What can we do to help spread the good word?
Follow my accounts, Julie Machado PT, and also listen to my songs, Julie Machado. You have Where I Belong, Burden. If you search up Apple Music on all the streaming platforms, Julie Machado, my songs will pop up.
And is there any advice that you would give to young girls like yourself that are aspiring to be in the music industry?
Never give up. Every day is like a roller coaster, you never really know. And never dim your light for somebody who's trying to take your light away from you. Always shine, be yourself, because that's the most important thing.
And what is something that we can look forward that's coming out in the near future from you?
More content and more songs,
Y-
hopefully.
Yes, I've been loving these videos that I've been seeing on TikTok of them asking you questions about, like, your favorite artist. Who is, like, your dream collaborator? Who would be, like, your all-time, dead or alive, artist to collaborate with?
Adele with all my heart. Adele or Rod Wave or Daniel Caesar. All 3 of those. I love them so much. Their songs are amazing. I was listening to Rod Wave this whole entire day today. I like
I'm so excited to hear what about this theater stuff? When can we check into that life? I wanna see some vlogging from your theater world.
I can try to do vlogs. They'll
It's
prob
hard, right? So
Yeah,
fast-paced.
but there will be content about it around the days of the shows, if you guys also wanna see how that went and how that looked like.
I'm looking forward to it. I just want to thank you for sharing your voice and your heart with us. And I'm looking forward to watching you grow even more. And I'm just very, very proud of you and proud to have you in our Portuguese community. And I hope that we can get you to California. So when you start doing shows and touring, don't forget about California.
I will, that's probably gonna be one of my first stops after New Jersey.
Do you think you'll be at the IPMAs this year?
Only time will tell.
Yeah, let's hope that we can somehow meet up at some point at one of those events where we can kind of meet in the middle and then I can give you a big hug and tell you how much I am proud of you. It's been so fun
Thank
watching you grow. And I hope that you continue with this confidence and courage. And I'm so happy that you overcame some of those hard times with the bullying, but it really takes a special individual to talk about it, so thank you for doing that because I think you're going to be a big inspiration for a lot of girls that are struggling through that, especially the ones that are in the middle of being Portuguese and American. It's tough for us children of immigrants out here.
thank you so much for letting me have this opportunity.
Of course. And I'll make sure to link all of Julia's social medias and YouTubes. And we're looking forward to hearing from you in the near future. Okay.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.